Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. It is January 6th, 2019. We're almost done with the first week of this year. It's really hard to fathom, I know, but I'm so glad to be here. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed abundantly to be here with you. So happy Sunday. Happy almost the end of the first week of a brand new year, and hopefully a better life, certainly a better and healthier life for yourselves. So thank you all so much for joining us. My name is Erna, and this is Health to Life in Just Three. And I posted a video last week, Sunday, just kind of explaining what this channel was going to be about, why I decided to create this thing on YouTube and put it out there and talk to you, and hopefully you talk to me. And so really briefly, I am a nurse practitioner in California, and I have a family here. I've lived here for many years, and I have more recently, actually in 2018, become a health coach. And I'll tell you a little bit what that means and why I became a health coach and why I am here sharing all the things I've learned about myself and my own health that I want to share with you. So, Health to Life is just me saying that, you know what? I kind of grabbed myself and gave myself a little shaking in 2018 and decided that I was going to become the best version of myself that I could be. And health was just one pretty major part of what I wanted to do. So in 2018, I set a goal for myself. At the time, initially, it was a weight loss goal. And that's a great goal. I'm sure many people watching this live now or later on replay may have that goal for 2019. Weight loss is great if you know that your weight is probably not optimal. Weight loss is a great idea. But to make a very long story short, in the process of me really dialing in the types of habits that I knew I needed to develop to reach that goal of weight loss. I actually had initial weight loss goal of 25 pounds. So for me to get into the habits to reach that goal, I discovered so many things about all of my life. And as a result, over the past, it's been about 8 months that I have literally transformed almost every area of my life as a result. Isn't that amazing that one goal can impact pretty much another goal or the rest, any other part of your life? So that was what happened to me in a very small nutshell. I have sort of talked to a lot of you about my health journey over the past year or so, and why I'm so excited to share it with you, because sometimes, or a lot of times, what works for one person will hopefully work for another. So that is why I'm here. And that's why I'm so grateful to be able to have this opportunity to share what worked for me and hope that it works for you as well. So good morning to everyone. Happy New Year if I haven't told you that already. And I hope that your intentions and your goals really bring out the best in yourself and really fulfill your purpose. So hi, everyone who's watching. If you are watching live right now, please give me some sign that you can hear me. I really appreciate you doing that. And certainly if you want to ask questions either about what I'm saying or about my journey or about why I'm doing this, or any questions you have about your own health goals. And so this channel is called Health to Life in Just Three. The premise for this channel is to give you 3 parts, 3 lessons, or 3 steps that you can take to reach some part of your health, some kind of health goal. And I really hope you have at least one health related goal for this year. I mean, your health is your wealth. I can talk to you and spout out all kinds of true platitudes about your health. It really is something that's so important, that if your health, you all know that when you get sick, when your body is sick or your mind is sick, it really affects everything in your life. So it makes sense that you would try to be the healthiest self that you can be. And that really is body, mind, and spirit. I strongly believe that they're all connected. We can't deal with them separately. And I think that's the big reason why dealing with my health transformed so much of my life, because they're connected, they're interconnected. That's how I believe our creator made us. So and I will tell you, if you want to tell you a little bit more about specifically what could be losing weight have to do with the rest of my life. Well, let me tell you that I have not just lost the weight. Yes, I reached my goal and surpassed it. Absolutely. And I can tell you in other videos how I did that. Yes, I'm eating better. Yes, I'm drinking more water. Yes, I'm exercising more, but I exercise a ton. I've always exercised. I love to do it. Yes, I have daily routines. Yes, I schedule them in my planner or on my phone. Yes, I have set times for self-care, and that is so huge. And we'll talk about that in another video, why self-care is so important to your health, your physical, mental, and emotional health. But we'll talk about that in other videos. So that is kind of a brief introduction about why I'm here and why I'm talking to you. So this video today is going to be, and I apologize for the lighting. It's raining and storming outside, and now I have to use the inside light. So the lighting is not great. I apologize to everyone, but hopefully you can see me. And more importantly, I hope you can hear me. Good morning, everyone who's joining. Hi, thanks for joining. Welcome to Health to Life in Just 3. And today's is the first in a series of must-haves for 2019. I'm going to do that series through the month of January. So at least four episodes of this series will be in the month of January for must-haves in January. These are the things I personally think I really need to step forward in with intention and purpose into the rest of my life. And I really hope that you will consider them as well. So 3 things. They're unexpected. I think most people already have New Year's resolutions. Most people already have plans for the new year. So I didn't want to give you some of the more common things people tell you. Set goals, make sure their health goals, and make sure your spiritual life is on point and that you have a relationship with your creator who made you, because he has plans for your life that far exceed anything we could imagine. And all those things I hope are obvious, and I hope that you are absolutely including those things in your plans for the future. But I have 3 things that I think you would not expect to hear that I think are so, so key for your goals going forward. The first one is, this is completely unexpected. I know you're going to say, what is she talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I want concrete things that I can do X, Y, and Z. And those things are super important and you should do them. The first thing is, this is totally unexpected. Brace yourself. Find your why. And I know this sounds like just a platitude. This sounds like, okay, I know why. I'm a grown person. At least I'm assuming you're a grown person. I know what I'm doing and I know why I'm doing it. But I just want you to remember that us human beings, sometimes we just get, I know I did for many, many years. I set so many New Year's resolutions to do things for my health over and time again. It wasn't until this past year that I focused on what my why was. Why am I thinking and doing and wanting what I want? Why have I set those goals? To what end must those goals be? We have to find out why we do what we do now. That may or may not work. We have to find out why we want to do something different so that we will find the courage. And I really think this is what most of us need. We can set goals until we are old and gray, but until we find out why we're doing what we're doing and why we want to do those things, that will give us the courage and the motivation to get off our butts and do it. And more importantly, I think it'll give us the courage to be consistent. And I think we all know New Year's resolutions, we start out great. First few days or for a few weeks, we're at the gym or we eat more salads or drink a little bit more water. But until we develop a way to give us the courage to persist in those activities that we know we need to do every single day, every single week, every single month of the entire year, not just the first few weeks, not just until we get tired of doing it. So find your why. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you the example of weight loss. My goal earlier in 2018 was to lose 25 pounds, and the reason for that was I had to figure out, why am I losing 25 pounds again? Do I need to lose 25 pounds? Am I doing it because of the way I look? Am I doing it because some of my lab results at the doctor's office were abnormal? Why do I want that goal? For what end? To what end? And for what purpose? And I literally sat down with a pen and a paper and wrote down, why is my health so important and why is weight loss part of that? And I came up with several reasons why I wanted to live longer, why I didn't want to be a diabetic because it's in my family, why I wanted to fit in my clothes again because I was outgrowing my clothes. I literally sat down and wrote those things. And once I saw them on ink on paper, I was like, wow, just wow. And I have a son and my family and my husband and everything else. I wanted to be the best version of myself for all of those things. And more importantly, I was convicted. I mean, I was truly convicted that God gave me this one life to live, and I needed to live it in the best way possible. So I found my why and I wrote it down, and I really, really sort of sat on it for a while and chewed on it for a while. And I found out what my why was. And that was the impetus for me to get off my butt and to find the right programs that worked for me. And then to give me the courage to keep doing those things every single day. Find your why. That's the first thing. I know that was unexpected. At least, it was for me. I wasn't going to do this initially. I was going to do something totally different, a little bit more expected, but I said, this is super important. I really think it is. The second thing that's completely important for you for 2019, after you find your why, and I strongly recommend that you write it down somewhere. Just write it all down. Just actually let yourself just write freely, and it doesn't matter. Nobody else has to ever see it. But after you've written all that down and you really read it over to yourself, I want you to also find a vision for your health, for your life. Envision yourself in a year or 5 years or 10 years and write it down, and write it down in present tense. I've been reading and listening to a lot of people who found this extremely powerful. Is after you find your why are you doing this? Write down, I want to see myself this way in X amount of time, years or whatever. And say, I am a excellent mother. I live here. I spend this much time in my devotions with God. I am a ... in doing X, Y, and Z. I've shared my story with so many people in this circumstance. Write down what you dream, and dream big. Dream big, because like I said earlier, God has plans for us that we cannot even imagine. If we would just step into his will, we could talk a whole hour about that. But I want you to dream big and envision your life the way you want it. No one else but you. Dream your life and dream big, and then write it down. What are you doing? Where are you? Who are you with? What is your surroundings? What is your purpose in life? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your family? What are you doing at work? What are you doing with whatever is important to you? Envision your life and write it down in the present tense as if you are in that moment right now. Do it, and do it big. And I don't care how crazy it might sound to other people. This is not about them. This is about you and your goals. Write down your vision for yourself. So find your why. And I strongly suggest you think about it, write it down, and really mull over it. and then write down the vision for yourself sometime in the future. Pick a future date and write down everything you could. I've traveled, I've done this, I've done that, I have worked, I have ministered, whatever you think you need to have done, write it down in the present tense as if you're doing it and you're there right now. I know, another unexpected thing. I was blown away recently when I heard this, and it's really changed. I've done this exercise. I've written down what I think, what I will be, and there it is. You're talking it into existence. That's what that's all about. You probably guessed. And I have written it down, and I'm going to keep looking at it. I'm keep looking at my why all the time. I look at my why every day, actually. And you need to look at your vision of yourself every day if you can. So write all this stuff down, put it in your journal or wherever you put these important things. So those are the 2 things so far. I have one more for you, just 3 things. The last thing is, it's probably not as unexpected, but the unexpected thing about it is I suggest for myself as well as for you is to set only one goal for 2019, at least the beginning of 2019 for your health. Only one. And we want to improve our health, we want to improve our marriage, we want to do something in our career, we want to do things, but we get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed easy, and then I get scattered, and there's just too much going on, and then I lose my focus, and and things start to fall by the wayside. That's just how we are, because it's a lot. It can be a lot. We want to improve our lives in every part of our lives, and that's great. But I really want us to pick one goal. And since we're all about health and wellness here, pick one thing to improve, at least in the beginning. So let's say the first quarter of 2019, only one thing. If that one thing is to prepare more meals yourself, or just drink more water, great. Or set aside some time every week or even every day for self-care, or to take care specifically of yourself or fill your cup. Whatever that is, you decide what you need in the first quarter of 2019. Only one goal. And then I want you to write that goal down. We write down a lot of things. I was never a big writer until this past year, because it really helps the act of writing it down and seeing it on paper is pretty powerful. So write down that one goal, just one, for your health. And do it today. If you're seeing this, whenever you're seeing this, go grab a pen and paper and write it down right now. And then I want you to focus on breaking up that goal into very simple steps, things that you can do, or actually the first step would be to break it down into smaller goals over a smaller period of time. So say your goal is to drink more water over the next quarter, so that by the end of this first quarter, you will have gotten used to drinking your ideal amount of water. We'll talk about that in another show. What is ideal water? Why that is so important for your health. So break that into smaller goals. Your smaller goals, the first goal in the first month by me is to find and purchase or get a specific water bottle that you can take with you wherever you go. So because that's key. That might be your first goal. And figure out how many ounces of water I need to get to. But the first month, you might just get to halfway of what that amount is. But break it down into smaller goals, and then specific tasks to get to those goals. So say in the first month, you decide what your ideal amount of water is, and I am going to at least get half of that. And then the second month, I'm going to get to 2/3 of that. And the third month, I will be up to the full amount. Break it up into small, achievable goals. Get your water bottle, look up or Google some ways. If you don't like the taste of water, a lot of people didn't. I hated the taste of water. Now I love it. Find out different ways you can flavor water without adding a lot of sweetener or chemicals or anything like that. So find out different flavors you can add to water. There are a bazillion different things, and just find one that you might like. So get your water bottle, get different ways to flavor it, Find out where your water sources are. If you're at work a lot, you spend long days at work, make sure you know where your water sources are, make sure they're safe water sources, etc. And so break your goal down into smaller goals and then very achievable tasks that you can reach step by step to get to that goal. If that is your goal for the first quarter, make it your goal. Break it down, write down the goal, write down the smaller goals, and write down the time frame for each task to get to that goal. And then give yourself and put it in your calendar. And that's huge when you break things down for yourself. To write it down in your planner, put it in your phone calendar, make it a priority, just like everything else in your life is, because this is important to your health. So those are the three things. And I know you probably didn't think I was coming to you like that with this, but I really think it's super important so that going forward, I'm going to come to you with 3 more must-haves for your health next week, Sunday. So please subscribe, turn on your notifications, please below, turn on your bell, and stay tuned for another episode of 3 must-haves for 2019. I'm going to start delving a little deeper into your health and what I think you must have for your health. So I'm going to announce that in my Food for Soul Facebook page, what the must have, what part of your health. But please stay tuned, go over there, join the group if you haven't already, and stay tuned for the announcement of what the next 3 must have should be. Now, before I go, I appreciate you all listening. I appreciate you all commenting. I thank you so much for joining. Hi, June. How are you? Drink more water. Definitely. I mean, if I get started on the whole why you should drink more water, we'll be here for another hour. But water is so huge. It was a huge part of my journey. And we all think we're drinking enough water. Most of us are not. But we'll get to that in another video. So thank you so much, June, for that suggestion. Leave any of your other suggestions or things you really want to try to achieve yourself, but you're having a hard time. It's just been so difficult. Put in the comments, and maybe I or someone else in this community can come up with some just suggestions for you. That's why we're here. We're all here to share what works for us if it improves our health and wellness. I have 2 free resources for you. And so before you go, and I am going to put the links in the comments below. So check them out, please, whenever you watch this video. 2 free resources that I really think are important for us to grab a hold of our intentions, grab a hold of our purpose, to focus us on achieving our goals to the best of our ability. I've recently discovered a podcast. That's how I first discovered Brendon Burchard. If you've heard of him, I hadn't heard about him before, like 3 months ago. Brendon Burchard has a podcast, and he has lots of businesses, but he is a professional coach, and he's also expert in the psychology of high performers in any area, any industry. So he's written a book, and you've probably heard about it, called High Performance Habits. And he did this huge study of high performing people in all areas of life and culture and society all over the world. And he found out what are the habits that these high performers, then he narrowed it kind of down to 6 things that they all did consistently. And that's related to their high performance in every area of their life. So it's a great book. I'm actually reading it. So one of the free resources is, he has decided, this is out of the goodness of his heart or whatever, his generosity, to give the public, to give me a free copy of his book, in an Audible copy of his book. So if you just go to your podcast, your iTunes, look up Brendon Burchard. I will put his link to the podcast down below. But if you're listening right now, look in your podcast, your iTunes, or whatever digital podcast platform you use. Look for Brendon, Brendon Burchard, Bruchard, Brendon Burchard, and you should find it. He has a website, www.brendon.com, and you probably find everything related to him. Just you can start there. So find his podcast, and if you go to his podcast, The Brendon Show, Brendon Burchard Show, season 4, he literally gives us his audible version of that entire book for free. So you can download it, you can listen to it wherever you are. And I believe on his website, I just heard this from him on a podcast, that he's also given away the hard copy, and all you have to do is pay for shipping and handling, which is amazing. So if you prefer the paper and having a book in your hand, he's actually given away his book, and all you have to do is pay for shipping and handling. So those are some of the two. Actually, I have 3. So one is the Audible book, which is free on his podcast, The Brendon Burchard Show. The second is, if you want the hardcover book, go to his website, brendon.com. And he said you can purchase his book for free, just pay for shipping and handling. And number 3, the third freebie for you is that Mr. Burchard is right now having a transformation week. Today's the 6th and tomorrow's the 7th. He started on the 1st of the month and is going through tomorrow, but you can sign up anytime in this week. You can sign up right now. Go to transformationweek.com and sign up for his sign up, put in your email, and then every day he will send you the audio for that day's motivational talk that he gives you every single day. And it includes a lot of resources that you can download and use, almost like a little workbook. But every day there's some cheat sheets and some questions that you have to answer and sort of work through some things. So if you like that as a way of personal development, that's another free resource. It's free right now. And he says after this week it's not going to be free, but he does this at the beginning of every year, and he does something like this. And this year it's called Transformation Week. And he has done every day, and I've listened to it every day, a sort of workshop on really the things he wrote and studied in his High Performance Habits book. He explains all of that. So you can really have a whole e-course on high performance habits with the book, with the podcast, and this transformation week, and get all his content, which is a lot of his life's work condensed into all of these resources, and really set yourself up for success. I want to say thank you. I want to say God bless you all. And I want to say Happy New Year, and may you take God's favor with you into this new year with good intentions and live your very best life. Health to life in just 3, and I will see you next week.